This video is brought to you by lavelrugby.co.uk, your one-stop shop for all of the latest rugby gear, offering free personalization on any pair of rugby shoes, as well as offering great international shipping rates. Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you an unboxing video of a pair of Adidas Predator Incurzas. If you're not familiar with the Incurza, that's probably because it's actually a rugby shoe as opposed to a soccer shoe, but because it is available in a firm ground stud pattern, it features the exact same sole plate and stud pattern as the current Predator LZ, making this a very viable option to be used for soccer. And what's great about this is a lot of people were not big fans of the Predator LZ, simply because it kind of strayed away from what the Predator not only stood for, but it was just so much different than what we've seen from past models of the Predator. And the Incurza kind of stays a little bit truer to what the Predator line has become or was in as far as soccer goes. This is the 5th version of the Predator in the rugby line, whereas the Predator LZ in soccer is, I believe, the 12th Predator. I might be wrong, but I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments down below. But this is the 5th version of the Rugby Predator, and as you can see, it's very, very reminiscent of, let's say, the last version of the Predator, which is the Predator Adidas. And as you can see here, just really, really sharp looking design, and it does feature these kind of key elements that people want in or from a Predator. And you're going to start with the upper here. You have this calfskin Taurus leather upper, which we've seen on the Predator Adidas as well. Really nice quality, nice and soft, not too thick, and you can notice that the shape of the shoe is really, really nice as well. It's not really boxy like the Adidas was. It has that kind of low cut, which means that the fit of the shoe is going to be really, really nice. I've yet to wear it, but I'm really excited to, because you have this really nice Taurus leather upper. It's a good thickness, has some nice padding to it, and overall, just there's not a lot, but it's going to just offer that nice leather feel, which is important for me at least. And then you get on the kind of instep or the strike zone of the shoe, you have kind of an enlarged striking zone here, which is kind of the main thing about the Predator. This is kind of the main attraction. It was always marketed as a power boot or a striking shoe. And this is what you have here. You have basically these kind of little kind of textured lines of this soft rubber material, very much like the Predator LZ, running through the instep here. There's no extra padding, it's just the synthetic leather beneath it. And you have these lines, like I said, running through the shoe. Very, very abrasive rubber. It raises off the shoe ever so slightly, not a ton. As you guys can see, it's fairly minimalistic, but it's going to provide that outright grip when striking the ball that a lot of people are going to be a big fan of. And it should help in adding a little bit of extra spin to the ball should you strike the ball properly, which I think is a cool idea. The back of the shoe here is kind of a synthetic leather all the way through. You have the Adidas stripes kind of running diagonally here at the back, kind of really sharp styling. Then you kind of have this textured area right here on the outside. Again, it's kind of like these little ridges running off the shoe in the synthetic material. Really nice and cool. Something different with the Adidas stripes. And of course you have an external heel counter as well. Fairly small, but it is something that is there. And I always like to see the external heel counter rather than the external heel counter. You can see the laces are slightly off to the side here. And you have a really, really nice tongue. It's a little bit thicker than you would normally get from most soccer shoes, but really, really nicely padded and just feels really good. Nice and thick stitching all the way around the outside here. Really, really cool how they did this. And then you can see in the heel area here, you have these little lines running through it again, and they're kind of like these grip things, similar to what we saw in the Predator X, I believe, had these little grip things running through it. And this is a very similar concept. It allows for that deep fit and allows your heel to grab the back of the shoe really nicely as well. Another unique feature about the Incurza that we don't see from any other Adidas soccer shoes at all is the 5mm heel wedge. If you actually take out the insole here, it's in the insole, not the shoe itself. So if you're not a fan of the heel wedge, you can get rid of it. But you can see the insole here is way thicker in the heel area. So there's a kind of like a 5mm heel gradient starting at the heel, which means that your heel sits 5mm higher than your toes or your forefoot would. So it kind of puts you in a more athletic position. It's technically a better position to be in terms of reducing the risk of injury, and it's just overall a more athletic or more kind of anatomically correct position to be in. We see a lot of this in the Asics shoes, and this is something very, very common in running shoes. But even at 5mm, that's very, very minimalistic, because the norm would be something around 10mm. So Don't expect it to be something that's going to be too effective. As far as the rest of the insole goes, it's exactly like the Predator LZ. You have these two kind of extra foam inserts here in the forefoot and just under your toes there. And that's pretty much it. Also, it is MyCoach compatible. You can see the MyCoach slot on the inside. Yep, you can slot your MyCoach chip in there should you have that to track your stats. But that's it as far as the upper goes. As far as the sole plate and stud pattern goes, like I said, identical to the Predator LZ in the firm ground stud pattern. You have the exact same sole plate, which is kind of this play on the sprint frame, like you see right here. And it's a little bit more flexible than the Adizero sole plate would be, but you have the exact same stud pattern. So you have these kind of triangular studs running through the sole, here, and it kind of creates that combination between conical and bladed studs. You have pretty good traction when pushing off, and you still have pretty good maneuverability when your foot is planted. They are a little bit longer, and there are only 3 studs on each side. So if you are going to be playing on harder ground, it's not an ideal sole plate to use, although you can get away with it. And overall just performs really well, and I really like the Predator LZ version of this particular sole plate. Probably best of all the other Adidas releases, simply because it seems to be the most solid and nice and flexible where it needs to be, but also nice and stiff through the midfoot. And like I said, the MyCoach slot is there as well, so if you do have that chip, you can use it. But that's pretty much it as far as the Incurza goes, guys. If you are interested in picking up a pair of these particular shoes, there will be a link in the description right to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links to get this particular shoe. It costs about $200 US, and shipping from the UK, because you do have to order it out of the UK, is only about $12, and really fast shipping to North America. That's what I've personally used myself, and you can really trust them. They're really great, really fast. Like I said, about 5 to 7 days to get it shipped to you, and for only $12, it's really worth it if you are looking to get something like this. Oh, just another thing that I kind of skipped over is you have these extra lace holes here on the instep, and the reason for that is to allow for a more solid fit should you not have a foot that's probably too narrow or not wide enough. Having these deeper lace holes just allows you to grab the upper from like a deeper position, and when you tie the laces tight, it's just going to grab your foot a little bit better. You can also kind of use these extra lace holes as kind of a locking mechanism. So if you wanted to lace it through here and then come back and lace it again through a second loophole, I guarantee that the laces aren't going to kind of loosen at this top lace hole. So if you're one of those people that really likes to get your shoes nice and tight, that's going to be the best thing to do for you, is to utilize those extra lace holes and just get an overall deeper, tighter fit, which a lot of people are going to be a big fan of. I'm kind of personally excited to use that myself. But like I said, guys, links in the description. Buy it now. Go ahead and check that out. They won't be around for too long, so if you do want to get a pair, I recommend you get some right away. As far as testing the shoes goes, I'm going to get right to it. So expect the review up in a couple of weeks or so, guys. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to be interested in this particular shoe. And those of you who are just not fans of the Predator LZ but still like that Predator series, this really might be a shoe for you guys to look at. So like I said, go ahead and check out the high quality pictures on the review page on my website as well. You'll also find the buy it now links. So like I said, go ahead and check that out. They won't be there for long, so if you're interested in getting a pair, I recommend getting some right away. And any questions you guys have related to the shoe, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I'll try to get answered to you guys. Any questions not related to the shoe, go ahead and leave that on my Facebook page. There will be a link in the description to that as well. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.